Africa.
Welcome to KwaZulu-Natal. Welcome to Durban.
And why have I come to South Africa? I've come here because I want to learn about singing in schools here. And I think that singing is in the blood of these people, and we need to learn how well they do it. A healing song. And that sums up what singing means to this community. It heals, it educates, it expresses fears, joys, and messages for survival. Singing is not just a secondary activity, something nice the children can do whilst teachers are off marking books. It's like water, essential, vital, nourishing, and everywhere. So, Padiachi Primary School, what have I learnt here? Well, first I've learnt that there's only one teacher who even understands a little bit of notation. The rest of the teachers have no musical understanding whatsoever. And yet, in this school, singing and music takes place all day, every day, and in that environment, the children become more empowered themselves to introduce songs themselves, to teach each other songs, to get up and join in. I've also learnt that, for example, pitch recognition, which we take as terribly seriously in the West. Oh, get that note exactly in tune. Here, they don't really bother with that when they're very young. And what happens is over the 2 or 3 years as they sing every day, every week, is the pitch sorts itself out amongst the group. Their ears start to attune to what the note should be. It doesn't seem to be such an issue here. So I think really what I come away from this rather amazing place feeling is that incredible spirit, people really wanting to live and be positive. And the most extraordinary way you see that is through their musical expression. You'd never guess in a million years by the way they move and where their bodies respond to music and the way they sing that around the corner they live in conditions that most people in Britain would be horrified to see. So I think it's an incredible lesson to us, very humbling lesson to us, but also a real sign of what music, singing can do amongst non-specialist teachers with children who just want to join in. It's day 3 of my journey and a visit to our final school in the suburbs west of Durban. This is Manor Gardens Primary School, set in the lush tropical hills above the city of Durban. And although it looks pretty idyllic, it is in fact a state school, a community school, and the children come from a wide variety of social backgrounds. They have a permanent member of staff doing music every day of the week, and I'm interested to find out if this has an impact on the way the children approach their singing. The first song I heard was composed by Janet Roselt, the music teacher here, and was called Children of the Nation. Songs like this, that children can relate to, go a long way towards engaging them in singing. We are the children of the nations of Africa. We are the children of the nations of Africa. And we pray we will stand for truth and freedom. The children of South Africa make a difference in South Africa. Spread joy and love in South Africa. Children of the nation. The next song the children sang was Iteku Elika Nkosi, Durban Belongs to God.
going to put you into groups.
Music teacher Janet has been working here for 9 years, and as well as composing her own songs for her classes, she also has a comprehensive collection of children's songs in many different genres from all over the world. Seeing these boys singing with the girls in this call and response song, it makes me wonder whether they're singing because they've been told to sing or because they actually like singing. So I'm going to ask them and find out. You guys, I assume, have been singing since you were very small in this school. So tell me what you think about singing now you're getting a bit older.
It's just the same as ever.
Yeah, well, I like singing. I've done it from grade 1, I was in the choir. But now, I still sing.
What would you say to boys who are your age who think, or maybe would say, that singing's a bit like for girls, not for boys? What would you say about that?
Singing's for enjoyment. You sing to please yourself. You sing for yourself, not for anybody else.
Yeah.
You sing to be happy. You sing to enjoy life. Because life isn't anything without any music. Music brings joy to the world. Music is like the soul, the heart of this earth. If there was no music, people would be like all drab and boring, and they'll like walk around having nothing to say. We sing every Sundays and every evening when we pray. We sing together, and when we turn on the television and we see traditional music videos, my sisters and we start singing to the songs because we enjoy singing. Singing makes us happy.
Singing kind of relieves you from all the pressures that you face on earth. Like, you have a bad day and then you get home and you just like put on your radio and just sing along, and then it kind of takes off the stress out of your shoulders, so it's kind of revitalizing.
Do you think some boys do feel a bit embarrassed about singing?
My personal view about it is that when they're older, they think singing is just, oh man, I'm too old for that. But if you started at a young age, it kind of like gets into, I want to sing, it's nice, you know.
And do you think with singing that it actually makes you feel better? I mean, actually makes you feel better? Not just your emotions, but actually when you've done a bit of singing, you feel good?
It makes you feel energetic at sometimes, you just feel it. Every time you sing, you just feel your energy rising.
If you have a rough day at school or something like that, just go home and sing and laugh about it, and it makes you feel a little better.
There was just time for one last class, a jazzy little round for the grade 5s.
Today we're going to sing the Scooby-Doo song, which I know you all know very well and like a lot because it's so jazzy and full of life. So how we're going to do it is we're going to be in 3 groups. We're going to ask Kwandiwe to lead this group over here to show that you know which group you're going to be in.
Rounds, or cannons, are a really effective and easy way to introduce children to singing in harmony and in parts together. They find themselves singing a harmony part simultaneously with the other children without apparently putting in any extra effort, since they're simply repeating their tune. The mechanism of layering in the song does all the work for you.
When they've got to the end of the first line, group 3 comes in right at the beginning. When we get to the end, keep singing the last line. We're going to sing it an extra twice, this group. This group's going to sing it an extra once, and we're going to just end with it. And let's slow down like the words say right at the end. Good.
So what are my reflections on Manor Gardens Primary? Well, first of all, because they have a permanent member of staff doing the music, they are actually exposed to a wider range of music styles and genres than probably the other children in many other schools around here. And that has an effect on them. Actually, the children are very open, it seems to me, to many styles of music and to using their voices in lots of different ways. Though I suppose I would say that they look like they were having more fun with the more lively rhythmic songs. And this may be, of course, true around the world, that children do actually enjoy things that are very rhythmic and they like using their bodies with their singing. For me, the highlight of the day, oddly enough, was not so much a piece of singing, but a piece of talking, which was the teenage boys talking about how much they loved singing. I think that's a message that many boys in the UK, never mind the rest of the world, would like to hear and not feel embarrassed about singing and have the same openness and the same charm when it comes to their voice that these boys here had.
My visit to KwaZulu-Natal was coming to a close. Durban is the busiest seaport in the Southern Hemisphere, and like all ports, it has always been open to a wide variety of cultural influences. This is of course reflected in the kaleidoscope of different songs, styles and idioms children here grow up with as a matter of course.
Everybody who comes here gets captivated by the extraordinary warmth and optimism of these remarkable people who have endured so much and continue to endure so much, and yet they get up in the morning and greet the world with a smile on their face, not a frown. And I think that singing has an important role to play here. It acts as an emotional safety valve for not just young people, but for the whole society. Now, just because South African people are very natural singers doesn't mean to say that couldn't be the case everywhere else, including the UK. But the conditions have to be right. Children have to feel uninhibited, unembarrassed, and emotionally free to sing well. They have to do singing because they want to, not because they ought to. And above all, they must be at the centre of the need to sing. One of the teachers this week said something that really stuck in my mind, which is that you have to be observant of the children's own likes and dislikes. And for me, that's the best lesson of all, that it's the children themselves that turn a voice into a song.